It's not too hard to just jump into Ale and Tale Tavern. But there is a lot going on, and it's easy to miss some things. Here are 11 tips I've shared with my friends playing the game that all players should know. Toggle the tavern marker. Do you have trouble finding your tavern after exploring? Unless you look to the keybinding menu, you might not know you can toggle on a HUD marker for it any time. The default key to do so is T. If you're playing with friends, this also marks other players so you can find them on the map. Combat mechanics. Combat in Ale and Tale is a bit more complex than you might be expecting. There's some abilities only mentioned in the keybinding menu. You can block, which is the right mouse button. Dash, which allows you to dodge attacks, is the left shift key. As much as I enjoyed running in circles of wildly swinging at boars when I started, it's not the most effective strategy. You can also hold down on attack to charge it up, which is not indicated anywhere in the game. Tavern food heals you. No doubt you've noticed the tavern keeper doesn't regenerate health on their own. Buying potions isn't affordable when you start out, and respawning can be inconvenient or immersion breaking. The most economical way to heal yourself is to eat some of the food you prepare. More advanced recipes will heal you for more, but barley porridge and fruit juices work just fine. If you're not close to home and need some health, the apples can be consumed for a small amount of healing as well. The alcoholic beverages do not heal you. Spend money before adventuring. Before too long, you'll notice that you lose money upon respawning. Usually discovered after a player meets their first bear. An easy way to mitigate this early on is simply spend your money before going out questing. You lose 10% of your stash per death, so make it 10% of nothing. Spend your money to upgrade and restock your tavern before heading out. This is especially helpful with the next tip. The merchant buys back for full price. Unlike most other games, the merchant will buy items from you at the same price he sells them. This means he can serve as an expanded inventory for you. Get a lot of barley sacks when wandering around? Just sell them and buy them when you need to. Worried about dying on a risky quest? Buying out at the vendor and selling stuff back when you're done is an option to protect your stash. You should also replace damaged tools whenever you're at the merchant. There's no need to wait until they break because you're not saving any money doing so. Reloading heals and resets the tavern keeper. Wherever in the world you log out from, when you reload the save, you will be in front of the tavern with full health. This can save a bit of time if you're far away from home and don't feel like running back, or it can be used to immediately restore your health. Taking advantage of this mechanic can feel like cheese, but play your game the way you want. Prioritize collecting mushrooms. As you loot your way across the countryside, you will inevitably fill up your inventory and need to decide what to drop. If you're just starting out, you won't have had a use for the white, green, and blue mushrooms yet, but I strongly recommend you do not drop them. The edible fungi are used in quite a lot of recipes, and before you know it, you won't have enough of them to go around. Stock up on them when you see them. If you're wondering about the red mushroom, it's used in alchemy recipes, not cooking ones. It's not quite as high demand a resource as the others, but it is also only available from gathering. When to feed your animals. Once the paddocks are unlocked, you may be wondering how often the animals need to be fed. Livestock will reproduce until there are 10 animals per paddock. Each time a new one is generated, 2 food and 2 water is consumed. They don't otherwise require sustenance. Make sure the feeders are full when you want your animal friends to reproduce, but otherwise you don't need to check on them all the time. Limit menu size. As you start collecting more and more recipes, you'll naturally want to offer them all. especially if you're playing with friends and can actually manage it. And if you want the challenge, by all means. But it is more efficient to take a page from real restaurants and limit the size of your menu. Offering a smaller number of dishes simplifies the logistics of your tavern. Also worth considering, when you unlock multiple recipes using the same ingredients, it becomes less worthwhile to use up your stock on the less expensive dishes. You have the ability to set the menu for a reason. Don't forget that you can remove offerings from the menu while the tavern is open. If you run out of a dish but don't want to close up yet, take it off the menu so your patrons will order other things. Close down the tavern. It's normal to want to keep your tavern open as long as possible, and when you start out, or in multiplayer, it's easy enough to resupply while remaining open. You certainly can do a marathon open for the challenge of it, but your returns will diminish. The experience and money earned from a dish will decrease the more patrons order it. Closing up the tavern not only gives you a chance to restock and do quests, but the prices on your menu will recover and reset to the default over time. You'll earn more money if you close shop regularly and let your customers get sick of their own cooking. I personally prefer to run the tavern at night and work on quests during the day, but you can get patrons any time of the day. Owls can refill the dishwasher. The cleaner owls are a big help. They pick up dirty dishes and keep your cleanliness rating high. They can also help you keep the dishwasher going. If you fill buckets of water and place them in the cleaner's inventory, our feathered friends can top off the dishwasher reservoir. The owls will not refill buckets from the well, and don't completely fill up their inventory or they won't be able to pick up tableware. This is still a handy trick to reduce the time you need to manage the wash. Bonus tip: orcs can drop swords. Have you stared longingly at the sword in the merchant shop, wishing there was a way to upgrade your melee before level 14? There is! Swords are occasionally lootable from the orcs you encounter in the surrounding area. Now that you know the basics of combat, you can take them on and search for a sword of your own. Be warned that the orc kick attack will go under your block, but backwards dashing can evade it. When they start blocking, you can break it with a charged attack. If you get your hands on a sword, don't let it break. Repair items are eventually craftable, but you can find them in the crates and barrels before then. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and leave a like. I'll allow it. If there's anything you think should have been mentioned, or have any questions, let me know in the comments. Till next time, keep those tankards full.